What's up, Fight or Flight family? I'm your man 3D. I'm in the house with my man Captain J.
Salute, brother. I was pretty impressed with Khabib. I mean, that story is still kind of unraveling with the broken foot, his father passing away, submitting the dude who they said was the biggest threat to him fighting style wise. Like, he just kind of shut all that down, walked off, top dog, and there's really not a whole lot of stuff to argue about. You just have to like tip your hat, like, well played, young man.
Yeah.
Like,
he definitely took a page out of Babe Ruth's. He called his shot. He said on ESPN he was going to choke the man out, and in the second round he ended up choking the man out like he said he was going to. He made light work of Justin Gaethje. I mean, we both agreed that we knew that Khabib was going to put on a dominating performance. I believe we both felt that way going into UFC 254. But man, did he outstruck Justin, took him down, threatened him with submissions twice, and in the second time actually finished him. I called it for the third round, but Khabib said, nope, you're wrong. I'm going to make it an early night. I don't get paid by the hour, and he got him out of there in 2.
That's why I said light work, bro.
Man.
They tried to say that, Justin Gaethje, they tried to build this up as the Rocky USA versus Russia in the middle of the desert, Fine Island. Like, this was movie script-esque, but the Russian let him know that, this isn't Hollywood, my friend. Yeah. This is the real deal. Yeah. And, I'm really fighting for real reasons out here. You know what I mean? And I'm representing to the fullest. And I think he really gave John Jones a run for his money. Like, John Jones is still fighting, so his legacy is TBD still. This is it for Khabib. Because, I mean, if John Jones goes on to win the heavyweight title and goes on for another 5-6 year run as the champion there, I mean, I love you, Khabib. That was amazing, and it can't take away from the way you walked away from the sport. But to say that you're better than this dude, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I mean, but as it sits right now, I can comfortably say that. I can say Khabib is the man comfortably after how dominating he's been. And it hasn't been necessarily boring. I guess it's cool to know that this dude has one move. He's coming in. It's not really one move. They act like he don't have hands. He dropped some people. You know what I mean? He dropped Conor. Conor was probably the biggest threat to me, to him, in a weird way, because that left hand is sneaky. Conor's caught everybody with it, and it was just, to me, a matter of time. Khabib, can you either take it or you don't? And Khabib took it. He caught it. Khabib, he got hit a couple times, and he took it like a champ.
Yeah.
But he flipped it, and he dropped Conor. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what makes him so iconic. Like, these dudes that they say, he's going to knock him out or he's going to be so great off the ground. Khabib's like, cut it out, man. Well, I'm going to finish you in 2 rounds. Like, what kind of respect? That's no respect.
I get the hype. And yes, he did do like you said, one of the greatest walk-offs in sports history. The man is undefeated, 29-0, and he put on a masterclass performance. But is he the man? I mean, yes, he's had some notable, credible opponents in his last probably 4 or 5 fights. And after winning the title, he was able to finish those, next 3 opponents, Conor, Dustin, and Justin Gaethje. But I feel like at the same time, we can't sleep on John. John has put in a lot of work. And yes, he has that little blemish on his record with Matt Hamill. But we all know the truth.
That's not a blemish.
We all know the truth, that he's truly undefeated, just as much as Khabib is. Okay. And on top of that, John, we could say, has fought more notable opponents.
This is the difference. That's not alleged by any means. That's not alleged by any means.
A piece of a grain of salt. Okay, I'm not holding that against John. That he had
I'm holding it against
minuscule trace amounts of some whatever.
How do we know, bro? The plot thickens now that Izzy has got him to confess this dude is hiding underneath the ring. Is he really hiding because he smoked weed, or was his picograms at an all-time high?
Exactly, because John wanted to be this Khabib-esque type athlete, right? I am not going to sit here and act like Khabib. I'm so, okay. And I know I might get some slack for this, but let's look at the facts. Khabib is up there with your Muhammad Ali type esque, level of notoriety.
He's worldwide.
People love him. People love him in that regard. Okay, he's a man of peace, a man of faith, and a man of principle. Okay,
a man that smacks you, brother.
And with that, and with all of that, that's what John wanted to be with his Christian talk. You know what I'm saying? His Bible talk and all that stuff. John wanted to be on the level of Khabib, but cocaine, hookers, and picograms got in the way. So, but
I was gonna say he sounds like he is, but I'm just not gonna finish the sentence. You know what I'm saying? Hey, see the deaconette.
In the cage, John is still pound for pound number. See, when we talk about pound for pound, right? Pound for pound means that your skills would make you dominant in any weight class. That's pound for me. That's what pound for pound means.
For sure. That's why I always teeter towards the big guys. Not that David beat Goliath whatsoever, but that story is so rare. That's why it's such a big story.
Let's factor in the fact that John has the wrestling, has fucking the most brutal ground and pound you've ever seen in UFC.
Shout out to the submission out of our backyard out here in Oregon. John Jones beat Dan Henderson. Submission underground 2.
Yeah,
showing his ground game.
So I'm just saying, hey,
he's not ready for Khabib, man. Let's stop.
Bro, come on, man. He has to stand up and the ground. Khabib is the master on the ground, and hands down, the man is the master on the ground. But like I said during the broadcast, his defense is atrocious. It is the most ugliest, nastiest defense I've ever seen, and I've been seeing people say he's the most well-rounded UFC fighter. That's not true. I'm sorry. I love Khabib. Props to his career. That was an amazing career. Congratulations to him and his family and his team. But he is not the most complete fighter.
Oh, we know. He's
not the most complete fighter in the world.
Well-rounded. No, you got to have all the tools.
Right.
It's just not well-rounded when we know how every fight's going to end for Khabib. He's going to take you down. He's going to smash you. There's nothing well-rounded about that.
Right.
Besides, he's well around your legs and your arms.
Exactly.
Smothered.
Exactly.
He's well rounded there. But as far as I think he showed that off though. I think he was trying to let people know that he is on top of his game by throwing that submission out there to this all-American wrestler. We gotta come on. Like we said, even Gaethje and his trainer, Trevor Whitman, were trying to sell it and be like, we haven't had to show our greatest skill set yet. No, this is a use it or use it type situation, man. You could have been a great wrestler 10 years ago, but we ain't seen you wrestle for 10 years. So you're not going to be as good as you were when you were an All-American. You're no longer that All-American. You're a great wrestler, but you're no longer that All-American wrestler. Right. It's in there somewhere, but it's not there today when you need it. And Khabib, he exposed him. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's why Khabib is the man. Habib is the man because every dude they throw out here, they try to what's Ferguson's the next guy he hasn't beat because he has world-class jiu-jitsu. All these guys are world-class. This fool, Habib, is universal class. He's just one above. You could be world class, but he's just one above you.
That's the one that got away from us, though. We have to keep that in perspective. Yes, with what you were played, I look at it almost like a Roy Jones. We said Roy Jones didn't have no competition, right? Because he was so dominant. Well, let's just pull the brakes back on this Khabib Ferguson thing because we never got to see that fight happen. Either Ferguson couldn't make weight, injuries, Khabib couldn't make weight, injuries. Look, but yeah, you're right. Wasn't meant to be. But if we go down fantasy lane, that was the most intriguing fight, not because of Tony's striking ability, but his jujitsu. His jujitsu coming from 10th Planet under Eddie Bravo. And then, he had that slick jujitsu, those chokes. We wanted to see if Khabib could withstand that type of groundwork with somebody who was a threat off their back, because we knew that that's where Tony was going to end up, on his back. So, but we want to see if Khabib would be able to handle somebody who would be trying to hurt him from his back with elbows and threatening with submissions. But we didn't see that. We don't know.
We're not going to see it, and nor do I care to see it anymore.
I know 6 times is not a charm. 3 times was a charm.
It wasn't it probably would have been embarrassing. I really don't even know if GSP, he's not cutting down to face that, but GSP, we've never seen him off his back either, and I don't think it's going to be such a good look. All these dudes talking about All-American Wrestling. Who was it? Costa that came out and tried to flex his black belt in jiu-jitsu against Izzy. You've seen how that turned out for him, right? So stop flexing with these tools in your tool belt if you ain't really using them. You know what I mean? These little feathers in your cap, they get plucked real fast if you don't know how to use them. And Ferguson, his stuff is just scrambling. He's going to get taken down. He can't stop Khabib's takedown. And Khabib is just going to run him over.
Well, we knew he was going to get taken down. He was going to get taken down.
Without a doubt.
But what could he have slipped on a choke of some sort?
Man, that's very desperate thinking. You know what I mean? Like, that's a Hail Mary. Like, okay, you're right. Like, that could happen just because hypothetically there is a chance.
But that's his game. That's his game. No, a dart choke.
No.
Triangle choke.
No.
That's how he beat Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee took him down too and was ground and pounding him, and then he caught him with a triangle.
Kevin Lee with staph infection took him down with ease, and if he didn't have staph and gas out, I don't know if Tony Ferguson gets up from being on the bottom with that world-class jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?